Hey guys, Mr. Race here to help you get introduced to the Vex Coding Studio. With this class, what we'll be using are these Vex robots that we have here. We'll talk about a couple different features, and then we'll be using the Vex coding software. So when we ever start this up, one thing about this is that this software needs to be on a desktop. They do not have a Chromebook version of this, so you got to make sure that you have some type of computer. If you need the code here, I do have the code available for you guys to download on the Canvas website. You can download it. It's a free software anyways, but make sure you download this one here because only a certain version really works well with these specially designed PLTW self-driving vehicles. These are kind of like, I don't know, a prototype model. So the software we're using is not the exact same software that you can get just on their website. So use this software link here. Don't just go to Google and look for Vex Coding Studio. When you get this started up, the one thing you're going to do is just click ModKit. That's the only one we'll be using. It's really nice because it allows us to use blocks and use basically coding text language. But this is what we're going to look at. What I'm going to do is just show you guys some features now. Hopefully, let me stop sharing this here and let's talk about this vehicle. Let me see if I can switch the camera to make this a little bit better. Okay, so we have our vehicle here. First thing you want to note here is that we have this part here. This is the brain. To turn the brain on, you simply just press and hold the power button and you'll see it pop up. One thing to notice about the brain, okay, you'll probably get this, yeah, ensure the battery. Basically, if this battery was ever disconnected or anything like that, you'll get a notification. Just press cancel. You should have a little battery icon up at the top. This one looks good. If your battery looks, actually, no, it's about just over halfway. There's charging slots. Oh yeah, you actually have to charge the battery separately on the back. So back right here, this is the battery. This is where all the power supply comes from. It's connected to the brain here using these prongs, but you can charge it here. You don't have to disconnect the brain to charge the battery. It's just there. A couple other things about the brain. There are some like SD slots and some other ports that you could connect to. Biggest one here is the mini USB. That's what will connect to the computer. On the brain is touchscreen, so you can always go back and see different things, or you can click the home button to go back. You'll actually see they look like tiny phone cords plugged in. I don't even know if you guys know what phone lines look like. These basically connect the different devices to the brain. So if you take like a robotics class, or if you join the robotics club, you can connect different things to the brain. So you can see that there's more than, we have 3 things connected. You can definitely hook up to 20 things to one brain. In the first 2 slots, you can see those get connected to the first 2 motors. Everything is basically has these perfectly made plastic pieces that connect everything together. So we don't need to really adjust anything. And slot 5 goes to the camera up here, which if you decide to do the advanced path, there's some camera use. What we're typically going to do is just using the motors. And so I just kind of want to make sure you guys see everything where it's connected, going through like that. Let's go through now and let's actually talk about specifically the software. So when it comes to setting up the software, basically you have your device here, and we can title this program if we want. I'm just going to leave this untitled. Actually, you know what I might do is I'll change this to test code 123, just so we can see that later on. We have our brain here. There isn't much we can do with the brain when it comes, but what we're going to do is click and drag things that we're going to connect. You can see there's a lot of different things here that we could use. We only have the motors and the visions, but the robotics clubs, they have a couple other pieces too. So we're going to go ahead and drag out 2 motors. We got motor 1 and motor 2. What we need to do though, you can see that they have these little number symbols here. We actually have to assign those to a port on the brain. So we have to say where this is. And so the easiest way to do this is to say motor 1 is on 1 and motor 2 is on 2. Okay, so we got these connected, and basically what happens now, this is kind of like our design view and app inventor. We have everything set up. Now we're not going to be using the vision, so there's no need to drag the vision out over here. All right, so we're going to typically use all of our coding in blocks here. And you can see here, all of our blocks are set up off to the left. They're not well, they are separated, but everything's all together on one screen. So like App Inventor had everything, you know, as one different thing. You can click on things and we can see just the controls or just the users or just the operations. We can look for different things like that, just the devices. But we're going to go through. So the first thing I would probably do is like the when started. So this is basically when you press play on the program, what do you want to do? And we can have a lot of different things that it could do. So if we look at our devices, these are things that we can pop up. We can make the screen show something or display something on the screen. We can make it say hello. Most importantly, we're going to talk about the motors here. So with the motors, there's different things that we can do. There's set max torque, set rotation, set stopping, set timeout, set velocity, rotate 4, rotate 2. We'll make sure we understand the difference between that. Spin forward, spin backwards, rotate, start rotate forward, start rotate 2. There's definitely a difference between the two, what we're going to be using, and different things. So you can see here, like if I want to go through, maybe I'll just do rotate 4 and like 90 degrees. Okay, so if I wanted to, this is not that really impressive code that we just made here. If I wanted to test this out, what we would need to do then is to take this and connect it to the brain. So you're going to take your mini USB and hook it up right directly into that mini USB slot. Now, you guys need to be very, very careful when this happens, because when you guys upload and press play, if this is not on the floor, it could be on the table. It could definitely just hop right off. So we're going to make sure we understand the techniques of what we're going to do. So first thing we want to do is to press this button here, this one with the little arrow going down. What this will do is upload the code to the brain. The brain can hold different codes at a time, but we're going to just upload this to the brain, and this will be the default. The one thing we do need to do is to save this, and so we'll just save that test code 123. I wonder if I put a little asterisk in there, and it will say compiling for your brain. So what that's doing is going through, oh, no brain connected because my power was off. Got to make sure your brain, the power is on to do that. So, okay, we'll try that again. So to compile it to the brain basically means we're going to take this code, upload it to the brain. It's compiling for the brain, and then we should see, okay, good, it's downloaded. Now on my screen here, I'll try to go through and let me stop sharing here. On the screen, we can actually see now it says test code 123. And we have a couple different things that we can select. We're going to do this a little bit differently. What I want you guys to do is to then disconnect once it's unloaded. You can see the test code is still on here. And then to start it, we're going to press the little triangle. Now I'm going to hold this. Hopefully we can see. Try to make sure you guys can see both of them. One of the motors, I'm not sure which one exactly is motor 1 and which one is exactly motor 2. One of the motors is going to turn. So we can press play. Oh, that was exhilarating. I'll go back so you guys can see that again. It's kind of hard to hold this. Okay, we'll stop that code. All right, so I'll try it again over here so you guys can see. It's hard to look at the camera and then look at this all at once. Okay, so remember our code is just to have the motor rotate for 90 degrees. Press play again on here and wow, a 90-degree turn. So if we wanted more complicated, you can see we can do different things. We can go back to our code and implement different like loops that we could do. We could go through and do like a forever loop and just toss that right into there and toss our motor 1. We could change it to motor 2 if we want. We could change degrees to revolutions. All right, so if we wanted to run this new code, unlike App Inventor that was connected wirelessly, we have to then connect the USB to this. All right, we're going to go through, it says connected. We're going to compile it because it's a new version of test code 123. All right, download is complete. It does say press play, but we want to disconnect it because we don't want it to drag the cord around. And we're going to go ahead, press the play button on the screen. And you can see what's happening is it rotates 90 degrees, stops, rotates 90 degrees, stops. I don't know if you guys can hear this. So it's not a solid movement, but we're going to be rotating 90 degrees basically forever. And to get it to stop, you have to press the power button here and then press the stop button. Okay, so this is just kind of to get you used to the software, get you used to things. That's all we're doing today. So take some time, mess around with this, see if we can get it to move on the floor, and then we'll be doing different things. All right, you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.